This is the KJ Singh Show with your host, KJ Singh. So, Benjamin Netanyahu, the spearhead of the occupation forces, has said that he has a set date for the Rafah ground invasion. Now, this is not, and I repeat, this is not good news for the 1.7 million civilians who are cramped in Rafah, the southernmost part of Gaza. And there's so many different things that are wrong with it, and it kind of like it's really showcasing the kind of the banality of evil. First of all, the reason why Benjamin Netanyahu, really wants to go ahead with this ground invasion is that he doesn't want Hamas to do again to Israel what he's done in the past and completely eliminate Hamas. Problem with this logic here is that if you completely bombard a civilian population, Hamas 2.0 will come from the fires. I mean, it's such a elementary Neanderthal ideology. These people are, this country, Israel, has been touted as this 007 high technologically advanced country, but it's led by leaders with the moral bankruptcy and the wisdom of a Neanderthal who's had his head hit one too many times. There is no wisdom to this logic, and which leads me to my next point. Maybe that's the whole point. Maybe he's only thinking about the short term because, after all, he has corruption charges against him. If he were to end the war and not have it at a protracted, prolonged, situation as it is right now, then he would have to, there'll be general election. He would leave, and it would go straight to jail because that's what it looks like. So it's in his best interests, of not his moral or spiritual or ethical best interest, but in his own immediate self-interest of not going to jail. It benefits him from prolonging the war. It's common sense. If you're, evil, and so it benefits him to prolong the war after Rafah has been invaded. And let's be very clear here: a Rafah ground invasion by IOF soldiers is a completely different affair to a special ops operation. You see, it's been touted even by military experts that Israel soldiers are not particularly the most bravest, most morally courageous people out there. They need a scorched earth policy in that the whole land before them is laid flat and completely free of life. That's the only way they'll go into it. So if they were to undergo a Rafah ground invasion, then flattening the land before them, which means a lot of civilians are going to be killed in that process. So far, between 30 to 60,000 civilians have been killed. Who knows how many more will be killed, especially whilst the civilians in Rafah are suffering in this near famine state, where aid trucks have been blocked by so-called activist protesters who are really just pro-genocide maniacs on the side of Israel. Because, of course, the whole nation is gripped by this psychopathic genocidal mania. And let's go back to the leader. This man has been caught. This is caught, through a leak, and it's been verified by a number of his own Likud party. This party is part of that he boasts about supporting Hamas as a way to thwart the possibility of a two-state solution. Because, of course, if there were to be Hamas in power, they could be the scapegoat with which you can say, oh, we can't negotiate with these guys. And it also dilutes the power of the Palestinian Authority, who are already corrupt to begin with. So this is what we're working with. We're working with somebody who's playing 4D, 5D chess with all the different players on the field, including his own people, his own civilians. How he's lying to them, in that he thinks that Hamas are the biggest threat. Hamas are a tool for his own, staying in power, and also he's got long-term ambitions in taking over Gaza or keeping Gaza as a kind of a security buffer against Israel. But you have to understand that when you bombard a civilian population, it's not like radicalism kind of dissipates. And this is what even centrist liberals like Sam Harris, or these people who are who are violence first, ask questions later. Even though Sam Harris is supposed to be meditation spiritual guy, it's a ridiculous ideology and way of doing politics. When you understand that cause leads to an effect, and when you barbarically inflict mass civilian casualties, you obviously are the evildoers, and so it creates a kind of a rallying cry for people around the world. And as I'm not friends with Hamas, and like Norman Finkelstein, he's not friends with Hamas either. He wouldn't, however, condemn them because they are a consequence of the situation in which Palestinians are living in. This is so crucial. Before Hamas got into power in 2005, the most traumatized children on this planet were in Gaza. Palestinians. And now, even though Hamas are the root of the problems right now, more land than ever has been taken away from West Bank. Let's not fall for the kabuki theatre, guys. It's all about power. It's personal for Benjamin Netanyahu, and it's also some ideological war against the so-called other. And why is it that the liberal democratic West is supporting an ethno-state? And the more it does so, and the more it kind of feeds into the perpetual narcissistic victim narrative of the evildoers. Why is it doing that? Because, of course, the West, even itself, only believes in democracy in specific circumstances. In the end, it's a ruse for might makes right. It's about power. This is reason why new liberalism is a dominant force of economy right now, where people with money and power, and money is intrinsically linked with power, are the ones who are running the show. But anyways, I'll be doing more updates on the Rafah situation. It's looking very dire, but I'll be hopefully looking at details, looking at how what we can do in terms of spreading the word, and of course, because there is a date now, there are also GoFundMe campaigns on the ground of people trying to leave. So I'll be showing those as well in future videos. Let's get as many people out of there, as possible. We won't be able to get everyone out of there, but some better than none. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. That'd be very much appreciated.